Hello loves, happy Monday my fellow handbag addicts. Welcome back to Minks Monday Q&A. We have some fantastic questions, so let's jump right in, shall we? Starting with the first one from Noodle Maiden. How do you buy your first luxury piece when you're not sure if you're only going to buy one piece or have a collection? For example, if I only had one small leather good, I'd love the YSL fragment card case, and it holds cards and cash. But if I had more small leather goods, I'd like a dedicated card holder, a mini wallet, etc. How do you know which to go for? Or is the only option to become a Mad Matter bag lady? That is awesome. All right, so how do I know which to go for? Whenever I am looking to add a first piece either to my collection from this fashion house or in general, for the most part, I do prefer to go for small leather goods. I've said it before, I prefer to go for small leather goods because you have a lot more interaction with them than you do with a handbag. Now, the two styles that I prefer to go for are either a wallet or a catch-all or like a pouch of some sort. And the reason why I choose those two is because with a wallet, as I said previously, you interact with it a lot more. You're constantly touching it every day. You're in and out of your bag with that item. And with a catch-all, I feel that I can incorporate it into various aspects of my life. So that way, again, I can get a better feel for the material, for the fashion house, or for the quality. And that way, depending upon how it wears or how I find it to be, then I can move forward with either starting a collection, or it'll just kind of deter me from wanting to add anything else from that fashion house. But those two styles are definitely what has helped me out in the past. Now, as far as handbags go, even though I do prefer to go for small leather goods, there have been times that I have gone for handbags. And when I do go for handbags, I end up going for their classics. I end up gravitating more towards their classics, more than a seasonal bag, more than an it bag of the moment, if you will. Yeah, there have been times where I completely bypass the small leather good and I just jump directly into the handbags. Case in point, with Celine. I never had any small leather goods from Celine. I automatically got the Phantom when we were in Italy. And then from there it went from, I sold that one, I got a different handbag, I sold that one, and then I got the mini luggage as a gift, or the Nano as a gift. So I've never had a small leather good from the fashion house, but like I said previously, for the most part, I do prefer to go for small leather goods just because of the interaction and you're constantly using them, versus a handbag just ends up sitting on your shoulder or used crossbody, and the other ones you're just, you take it in and out of your handbag all the time. Now, as far as becoming a Matter bag lady, I totally understand because sometimes you're just attracted to the bag. You don't want the small leather goods, you know what I mean? There are so many people out there that have their handbag essentials, but they prefer to spend, the rest of their money on just handbags, which I think is awesome. In my case, I seem to be more of a Matter SLG lady, I think, for sure. I mean, I love handbags, but the small leather goods, they just keep reeling me in and reeling me in. I think it's because I'm a hoarder. I've said this before. I like to have different things and different pouches, and I don't know, the organization part of it really makes me happy. But yeah, small leather goods are definitely my jam. But anywho, going back to your question, see, this is what happens. I get so sidetracked. Plus I had like 3 or 4 cups of coffee, so I feel like I'm kind of all over the place, so please forgive me. Yeah, venturing into small leather goods first, specifically a wallet or a pouch, so that way I can really get a feel for the material, the quality, and the brand, and then possibly moving into a handbag. That's what's worked out for me in the past, for the most part, I continue to do that. But I'm curious, what about you guys? Whenever you're venturing into a new fashion house, or when you go for your first luxury piece, do you prefer to go for small leather goods over a handbag? Let us know in the comment section down below. But fabulous question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Holo Holo Adventures. Would you buy a bag almost full price at Fashionphile if it's discontinued, or do you wait until the bag gets cheaper before purchasing? I've always wanted a totally MM and Damien Ben and have wanted it for years. I've had the monogram in PM years ago and I loved it, but I hated that the strap's patina and it became very dark, so I sold it. Okay, so would I buy a bag at almost full price at Fashionphile if it's discontinued? Kind of like what I mentioned in last week's video, I do prefer to go the Preloved route because of the savings. The savings are definitely what attracts me the most to buying something, you know, that's discontinued or, you know, or anything like that. I know that that's not always the case, especially when it comes to some very hot discontinued items. We're talking about collections that have been off the shelves for years, but they're still very, very sought after. So I completely understand that. But still, for me personally, I do prefer to have a substantial amount of savings when it comes to going Preloved. However, there have been times when I do wait for the items to either have a bigger discount or for it to go lower in price. I put them in my cart and I hold off on them, and then I'll get an email saying that, oh, this bag is 10% off or 20% off or what have you, and I'm super late to the party, I'm super late to the email, and it's gone. So sometimes, in my case, if I waited too long, I end up losing the bag. You know, one of those has been the Lady Dior. I can't even tell you how many times I've had that bag in my basket ready to go, and I'm like, I don't know, should I go for it, should I not? You know, I go back and forth. I end up leaving it. It goes on sale, someone else snags it every single time, you know? So it's one of those things where you have to look at the item, you have to look at the condition, you have to look at the price, and if you feel that the price warrants the bag, if it warrants the condition, then I would end up going for it, you know, because there is a chance that it will go down in price and there's a chance that someone will snag it up beforehand, you know, kind of like what's happened to me. So it's hard to say. But yeah, for the most part, when I do go on the Preloved market, I do want those savings regardless of the collection or anything like that. But yeah, sometimes just waiting doesn't always end up working out. You know, it's kind of like going to Costco. You go to Costco, you see it there, you're like, nah, I'm not gonna get it. You come back, it's gone. It's gone, and you're like, why didn't I buy it? So it's definitely hard to say, but that's been my experience. I would love to hear your guys' experience if you want to share with us. So I don't know if that ends up helping you out, but if it's worth it to you, if you like the price, if you like the quality of it, if you like the condition of it, then I say go for it, and you know, don't sit on it too long, because then someone else will come along and snag it from you. But great question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Yene Dominguez. Hopefully I said that correctly. I want to add a bag from another fashion house other than Chanel or Louis Vuitton. So I wanted to ask you, if you can keep only one, which would you keep and why? The Celine Nano luggage bag or the Givenchy Antigona? All right, so I brought them both out. Here is the Celine Nano luggage tote in the black pebbled leather and the Givenchy Antigona small in the black pebbled leather as well. Here they are side by side. I absolutely love both of these bags. This one unfortunately made one of my least used bags of 2019. Both of them have very durable materials. I haven't had any issues with wear and tear as far as scratches on the corners, down below, or anything like that. But between the two, I personally prefer the Celine Nano luggage tote. And the reason that is because, yes, it's small, but it packs a punch. Yes, it does look like a little robot. The two eyes, the mouth, and the tongue hanging off to the side. But it is just very, very comfortable. And regardless of what I end up carrying in this bag, because it does come with a strap, the strap, you can't adjust it. It is a one size fits all, but I still don't feel it digging into my skin when I go to use it crossbody or when I go to put it on my shoulder. So this is a bag that I can wear for hours on end, no problem. So I absolutely love that. You know, and I also like the fact that I can see everything at a glance. I don't end up zipping it up or anything like that. So there is the Celine Nano. And as far as the Givenchy, kind of like what I mentioned in my least used bags video, I absolutely love this silhouette. I love the simplicity, and this chunky zipper is my absolute favorite. But the bag itself is very heavy on its own. So once you start to put your items inside, it can feel even heavier. And unfortunately, even though this bag does come with a removable shoulder strap, it's not adjustable either. I don't really like to use it on my shoulder. I prefer to use it as a decorative addition to the bag, if you will. But other than that, it's really just the weight of it that I don't end up gravitating towards it as much over this one. This one I use constantly, and I absolutely love this bag. But again, durability, they are both wonderful materials, no issues whatsoever. So it's a matter of what it is that you want to add to your collection. If you want something that's a little bit more lightweight, something a little bit easier to manage, I would recommend this one. If you want a lot more structure, if you want a lot more space, then I would recommend going for the Givenchy Antigona. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. So I don't know if this ends up helping you out. Good luck on deciding which one you add to your collection next, but fabulous question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Texan Chic 87. Recently made my first Chanel purchases, and although I was disappointed in the lambskin quilts on my mini, I'm obsessed with the caviar leather. Can you talk about your thoughts on the different leathers Chanel offers? Calfskin, caviar, lambskin? What is your preference? Also, I am thinking of selling some of my least used Louis Vuitton canvas pieces to fund Chanel. Am I crazy or what? Okay, so first things first. As far as the different leathers that Chanel offers, not only do they have the calfskin, the caviar, and the lambskin, they also have goat skin, deer skin, they have their exotics, they have so many different materials, but those three, the calfskin, the caviar, and the lambskin, are definitely their most popular. Out of the three, I noticed that I tend to gravitate a lot more towards lambskin nowadays, right? Because that wasn't always the case. However, and this is a big however, the klutz in me definitely prefers the caviar leather because it is that much more carefree. Not that I don't have an appreciation for lambskin, because it is just absolutely gorgeous and buttery soft, but I am very clumsy, you know, so the klutz in me definitely appreciates the caviar leather. But I also wanted to share something with you guys in case you are looking to venture into Chanel, or if you're new to the fashion house. I wanted to share this with you. Yogi's Closet has a page on their website. It is by far one of my favorite places to go when it comes to, getting history or getting a little bit more feedback on certain materials or on certain aspects that the fashion house does. But their page, and I will make sure and put a link to it on the description box below. The page is Chanel Information Guide. They go into the history, they go into the materials. They are very, very thorough. They're very, very detailed. They go into the pros and cons of each material so incredibly well. I absolutely love it. They talk about the hardware, like I said previously. I mean, I can go on and on and on about that page, but again, I will put it on the description box below. Just from personal experience, the lambskin, it does end up showing scratches. It does scratch a lot easier, but you can also end up taking off those scratches by kind of rubbing in a circular motion with your fingertips. Sometimes if the scratch is very, very deep, you might have to use conditioner. I haven't experienced that, so I can't really, talk too much on that. As far as the caviar leather, like I said before, it is very, very carefree. You can use it in any type of weather. You don't have to worry about it. And their aged calfskin is just incredible. It's lightweight, it is very durable, and I have been caught in the rain with my reissue, and I didn't experience any type of water stains or anything like that. Now, as far as selling some of your least used Louis Vuitton canvas pieces to fund Chanel, are you crazy or what? I don't think you're crazy. If you're not using something, even though you love it, and if you don't end up gravitating towards it, selling it and putting that money towards another bag or a small leather good, I always think that's a good idea. And I did the same thing, to be honest. I did the same thing because I sold a pretty big chunk of my Louis Vuitton collection throughout the years. years. I don't regret it one bit because kind of like what we talked about in last week's video, I have yet to take any of my Chanel pieces in for repair, whether it's a handbag or a small leather good, you know, and that makes me very, very happy. But as long as you fully detach from it, then yes, I say go for it. If you haven't fully detached, then I would say hold off a bit until that time comes, if that time comes. But I don't know if I was able to give you a little bit more information, but again, be sure and check out the page on Yogi's Closet. Incredibly, incredibly helpful and very, very thorough when it comes to their all things Chanel. But fabulous question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Christine Lee. If the Chanel 2.55 is a classic, why do you think it doesn't hold its value? All right, so I did bring mine out, so we have a little bit more eye candy. This is the Chanel 2.55 or the reissue in the size 226. The reason why I don't think it holds its resale value is because it's not as popular in comparison to the classic flap. I mean, this is just an assumption, but I feel that a lot of people maybe aren't a fan of the way that it looks. So that's why it's not as popular. You know, this bag looks very old. It looks very worn. This bag looks like it has quite a bit of miles on it when you first buy it. And then if you were to buy it on the pre-loved market, it's going to look a little bit more worn. So I think it's maybe because of that. Which is such a bummer because, I mean, there are so many different aspects about this bag that I love, but one of the things that I appreciate about it the most is the worn out look, is this beautiful leather, you know, because I feel that it gives it a lot more character, and I honestly think that it makes me not baby the bag. It makes me just use it, not think about it because of the wrinkles that it has. I don't know, I feel like I'm a lot more carefree with this, you know, than I ever was with the jumbo or with the medium large, even with those two being caviar. But this leather, I mean, it is just so incredibly comfortable. And if I were to compare, you know, I love the medium large. You guys know that's one of my forever bags, as is this one. But if I were to compare the two in terms of how comfortable they are, this guy takes the cake by far, you know, just because it's very comfortable. It doesn't weigh down your shoulder, and you have a lot more flexibility with this material, so you can carry a little bit more with you if you want to, and it still won't feel like you're dragging around a brick or anything like that, you know? It kind of reminds me of like a really, really good leather jacket that you've had for years, or a really good leather chair that every time you slip into it, you're just like, ah, this feels amazing. That's how I feel about this leather. I don't know if that's a little extreme, but it's just incredible. And funny thing is that I remember doing an IG poll on my IG stories just to see how people felt about the reissue in comparison to the classic flap. And 85% of people chose the classic flap over the reissue. So like I said, it's kind of, it's sad. It's kind of a bummer, you know, that, again, just my assumption, just my 2 cents as to why I don't think people are a fan of this. But the one thing that I feel people aren't a fan of is, in my opinion, one of its greatest features, you know, the worn out look. I feel like this bag, this is me. This is me in a bag, all right? Because it has a ton of wrinkles. And I mean, I have laugh lines all over. So yeah, this is me. This is me in a bag. But that's what I think. You know, I could be wrong, but I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. For those of you that aren't a fan of the reissue, you know, why is that? Or if you have a different theory as to why this bag doesn't hold its resale value, let us know on the comment section down below. But I am a forever fan of this bag. And if it's not popular, that's okay. You know, that's to each their own. But it's a popular in my collection, you know. And I think that's what it comes down to as far as every individual. As long as you love it, that's all that matters. But those are my thoughts on why I don't think it holds its value as well. But fabulous question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. And the last question from Karen Simmons: what's one handbag style and one SLG that you think all handbag addicts should have in their collections, and why? no cheating in capital letters, only one, and OBS just for fun. This is a fabulous question. All right, so you said one handbag style. I'm gonna have to go with, come on, a tote. A tote. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. A tote, because it is so incredibly functional. And I feel that even the most minimal peeps out there need a big handbag at some point in time. I mean, we're talking travel, school, groceries, anybody? But in all seriousness, well, actually, make fun of me all you will, but I remember I didn't have my my grocery bags with me, and I was carrying my Neverfull. Oh yeah, I put my avocados in there. I put all my, not all my groceries, but the majority of my groceries in there. And I will never forget the cashier looked at me like I had a third eye. So yes, you can use a tote for groceries, right? But in all seriousness, yeah, it's super, super functional, and you can use it in so many different aspects of your life. So I'm gonna have to go with a tote, a big old bag. Everybody needs a big bag at some point in time, right? At least I think so. And as far as small leather goods go, hands down, I don't even have to think about this, hands down, the 6-ring key holder. And the reason, because with the amount of money that we're spending on these luxury handbags, on these small leather goods, it saves the interior of your bags, and it protects your other small leather goods from those deadly keys that I've talked about a million times over. You know what I mean? So for me, it's kind of like you're buying protection for your bag and your other small leather goods. So that's how I see it. I think a 6-ring key holder and a tote. I'm not gonna say which tote, but I mean, secretly, I think it's the Neverfull, but I think a good tote would be fantastic in everyone's collection. But again, these are just my 2 cents. You know, what do I know? There are many people out there that don't like, you know, totes or don't like the Neverfull, which is totally fine. But those are the ones that I would choose. What about you guys? You can only pick one. No cheating. See, I did pretty good, Karen. I did pretty good. I didn't do an honorable mention or a runner-up. But if you could only pick one handbag style and one small leather good, which one would that be? Which ones would those be? Let us know in the comment section down below. But before I let you guys go, I wanted to show you something. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, you've already seen it, but Polene was incredibly gracious, and they sent me 2 of their newest bags so that I can try it out and provide them with feedback. But I wanted to share it with you guys. That way, if you're looking to add it to your collection, you have a little bit of a better visual. But they sent me their beautiful number 7. Now the number 7 is available in this size as well as a mini size, and they have a variety of different colors to pick from. But I believe that this bag launched, I think it was either late November or early December, if I'm not mistaken. And when I first saw it on their page, I fell in love just because I love the simplicity. I absolutely love the structure, and it is very versatile because you do have various ways that you can end up carrying it. So I just wanted to show you guys. They sent me the burgundy, and they also sent me the black one, both in the same size. And I just think that it is incredible. I kind of did like a little tour on it on my IG stories. Let me know if you guys want me to do like a dedicated video so I can share measurements. I can show you like some of the things that you can carry in here. But like I said, you can either, it has various ways of carrying it. You can put it on the crook of your arm. You can hand carry it. And it also comes with an adjustable strap for crossbody. Now this strap, you can't remove it. You can't remove it, so I just want to throw that out there. But like I said, it is adjustable, and it does have 4 different adjustments, which is great. That way you're not stuck with the whole one size fits all. And I also like how wide it is because it's a lot more comfortable, and you don't necessarily have to worry that it's going to be digging into your skin. But again, I love the structure. I love the simplicity. And let me just show you a quick snapshot. I feel like my throat is getting very dry. So that's probably why I'm talking a little bit weird, but there we go. So that's what it looks like inside. It has those little gussets, so it gives you a little bit more play. So again, if you guys want me to do a dedicated video on it, let me know. but I am looking forward to rocking these bags, trying it out, and see how it ends up working out for my lifestyle. But if you are interested in seeing something about this bag, let me know in the comment section down below. Again, I just wanted to share that happy mail with you guys. But that does it for Minks Monday Q&A. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to help. You guys had some awesome questions this week, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure and give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys later. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not. The choice is yours. Have a great day.